Oh, camera's a bit weird there. Alright. Welcome to part 14 of Dead Rising Infinity Mode Guide. This playthrough is being filmed on a completely different day. That means I had to do Infinity Mode twice just to get this whole series uploaded onto YouTube. Why twice? Well, if you remember in my introduction video, I made a mistake on a specific playthrough where I wasn't paying attention, and I died 2 days in. Well, a certain thing happened to me, except I didn't get killed by a zombie. I got killed by hunger. I was busy talking to a friend of mine on Facebook, and long and short of it is my character died of hunger because I was literally right on the awning in the Paradise Plaza at Colombian Roastmasters, the restaurant with the katana on the awning, and that's literally where I left off in the last video, and that's where I died of hunger. So I had to film this all over again today, but luckily I didn't make you watch all that over again because right now it is sometime on the 6th day. I just killed the Hall family. The Hall family appear here sometime in the few hours before the midnight that leads into the 6th day. There's some food here, but honestly I don't think I'm gonna get all of it. I'll eat this right now. I'll skip the golden brown pizza because we're nearing the end anyway, so there's not a whole lot more food we need. I haven't drank any of the wine yet at the food court, so there's really no need to bother with any more food. I'm gonna shut off the lights in my room just so it doesn't leave any glare. So I hope that's better. It's getting pretty close to a black sky out at night, so that'll be whenever the visual quality's best. I'm really pumped that I'm about to get 7 days out of Infinity Mode. It's been something I've been working to since I've had this game, but I've just never found the time to do it until I moved into my apartment, so I'm really glad that I've been able to do it. Because I didn't really have much else to do. I mean, I don't really know anybody else in Montreal, apart from a few other people who are related to other people who I know on PEI, which is where I come from. I live on Prince Edward Island, Canada. So, but there is a friend of mine who is coming over tomorrow. She's staying over here for a few days because she needs to get a visa for her university that she's going to, all the way out in Japan. Okay, so it's literally beginning the 6th day. So yeah, a friend of mine's coming over to... Oh, what? Adam's here? What the heck? I had no idea Adam spawned here. That is crazy. But it's also kind of sweet. So if your small chainsaws at this point are any low in quality, not that they should be, but if they are, here's your chance to redeem yourself. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. See, that was way too quick. I told you how pro the small chainsaws are. So he drops another pizza. I'll eat the radish right now. So yeah, one of my friends is coming over tomorrow. She's staying over for a few days. I'm really excited for that because I haven't really talked to anyone over the last week except for family members. I've talked to people on Facebook. It's just, I don't know. It's just good to see someone I know in person. Someone who, it's not often that someone you know goes all the way up to Montreal, the big city outside of little old Prince Edward Island. Oh! Almost got snagged there. So I was looking at my other videos and I noticed one of my videos is just 10 seconds over 15 minutes, but YouTube allowed it to get uploaded. So what that means is basically I can upload any video of any length. So I might do longer playthroughs of my games now instead of doing these 15-minute bits, pulling off a DSP Gaming. I know I've said his name several times in this playthrough, but I just like bringing him up because he's an amusing character. So there was a friend of mine back on PEI who I bought a copy of Mass Effect 2 for him. In retrospect, I don't know why I did that, because not that I didn't want to give him a gift, it's just that though Mass Effect games require lots of time to play, since they're RPGs, pretty much. So what I might do for him is just I'll probably do a playthrough of the Mass Effect trilogy, Mass Effects 1 to 3. So just so he can experience the story, and so you can experience the story as well. I'm pretty sure every single person who owns an Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3 or PC or whatever has played or at least heard of Mass Effect. So pretty much everyone's gonna have experienced the story by now, but I just want to do my own. I think I want to do my own spin on it. I haven't played it since I bet the Citadel DLC way back in April, but I think it's still gonna be a good adventure. Mass Effect is always gonna be classic. Even the ending, I think Angry Joe said it best on YouTube. I was trying to remember specifically what he said. It's gonna sound stupid. I'm still thinking. I'm thinking really hard. Oh yeah, honestly, if the game had been released with like the extended cut content right from the get-go, the ending wouldn't have been received as negatively as it had been way back last year. So, and even then, I didn't really know what the problem was. Back then, I wasn't the kind of gamer to do multiple playthroughs of a game, just because that was my mindset back then. But Mass Effect 3 was one of those games where I just couldn't stop playing. I have a story related to Mass Effect 3. There was a class that I was taking in university called Social Inequality. Not in the university I'm at now, the other one, UPEI, obviously. So I was in this social inequality class, and I was taking a trip to Toronto. This was in the winter. No, not winter. It was over the weekend in March. My birthday's on St. Patrick's Day, so I went to see Van Halen in concert in Toronto. And while I was there, I just couldn't stop thinking about Mass Effect. It was on my mind all the time. By Mass Effect, I mean Mass Effect 3, of course. So, and we had a test, like, after that weekend. We had an exam to write, literally after that weekend, in that social inequality class. But instead of studying, I played Mass Effect when I came back. Like, I studied on the plane ride to Toronto there, and I studied on the plane ride back to PEI. That was it. That's all. Those were the only times I studied for that exam. The rest of my time was spent playing Mass Effect 3. There was one day in particular that I played from like morning until like 3:30 at night, which was absolutely insane. The only time I get up from my chair was whenever I had to get something to eat or go to the bathroom. Other than that, I was playing Mass Effect 3 all day. I had never played a game that engaging before in my life. Of course, back then I was unfamiliar with the lore, or I just didn't remember it, because again, I wasn't the kind of person to replay games. So basically, once I heard of all the crap BioWare was getting about the Mass Effect 3 ending, I was like, this can't be right. BioWare's awesome. So I looked on, like, different people started posting videos about what was wrong with the ending, like Angry Joe, like, well, pretty much everyone. Everyone spoke out. The news sites were all talking about it. And once I started piecing together why they hated the ending, I was like, oh my god. And once I beat Mass Effect 3, I was depressed for a whole week. Like, I was seriously depressed. It wasn't just because of the ending itself, it was that it had ended, and that was the trilogy for Mass Effect as a whole. That was it. That's what we were going to get. When I was looking on Wikipedia at the time, I saw the word final installment in Mass Effect, and I was like, no, Mass Effect is too good to be a trilogy. So I was depressed for a whole week after I beat Mass Effect 3. And once I started replaying Mass Effect, I started replacing my depression with anger, because I was like, what the F-bomb, BioWare? Why did you frig up the ending so bad? And then I replayed Mass Effect Trilogy a third time, and then the fourth time was with the extended cut. But the third time, no, not the third time, sorry. I replayed the extended cut when it first came out with my original profile. Profile? I meant save file. God. The title of this video is probably going to be related to Mass Effect somehow, because I'm just going off on a tangent, not talking about Dead Rising at all, not giving one. If I had to pick a top 5 in my video games of all time, Mass Effect would be definitely in my top 5. I don't know which one. Maybe the trilogy as a whole. But I think every other game in my top 5 would be Japanese. They would have to be games like Chrono Trigger, Metal Gear Solid 3, Persona 4. Persona 4 in particular, it was just, everything about it was fantastic. That game, Persona 4, will always, it stands to prove the point that art direction will always remain superior over graphical fidelity. That's why I just roll my eyes whenever I hear a company like Crytek, who makes the Crysis games. That's why I always roll my eyes whenever I hear them ranting on about graphical horsepower. In particular, whenever I played Crysis 2, I noticed a guy's name all over the opening credits. His name is Cevat Yerli or something like that. And whenever I saw that name, the first thing that popped in my mind was, who the shit is Cevat Yerli? His name popped up like 3 times in the opening credits. It's just like, in the beginning, it was like, Crytek presents a Cevat Yerli production. And then, somewheres down in the credits, his name pops up again for what, I can't remember. And then, like, at the end it says, directed by Cevat Yerli. Who the hell is Cevat Yerli? Is that really a name that sticks out to you? It's one thing whenever it's like Hideo Kojima, because he actually has a certain style to him. His games are very cinematic. But Cevat Yerli? Who gives a shit about that name? Well, I certainly had a lot to talk about that wasn't Dead Rising. You may have noticed that I wasn't going anywhere at all, just running around in circles. Because there's really not a whole lot else to do. I'm wondering how long this video will be. Since I can upload longer than 15 minutes, I'll just stop whenever I feel like it. Look at all these zombies. Oh my god, all these zombies. Oh boy. Sorry if I'm not speaking right now. It's just, I had a lot to say about my favorite games. Most of which are RPGs. While we're on the subject of RPGs, I want to talk about... Actually, no, I'll probably save that for another video, but what I do want to talk about is The Witcher 2. I'm not going to talk about that for too long. But I'm quite amazed at all the praise it gets, because I really don't get why it's so hyped. Like, I played the game and I'm like, it's alright, but it's not like the definitive end-all be-all masterpiece of RPGs. It's a fairly decent RPG, but that's about it. That's my nutshell description, which has absolutely no substance whatsoever, so I'll go into more detail in the next video. Let's have some fun with cooking oil. Oh my goodness, I talked a lot there. Brains here! Get your human brains here! What's taking so long, guys? Yeah. You had nothing to say there, Frank. You're just like, yeah. Oh, condiments. I remember when I was talking about these in my other playthrough. Here. Catch it. Catch the ketchup. I think they can get blinded by it. I'm pretty sure they can. Let me try again. See. Hey, you're not supposed to climb on the table. Learn your manners. Yeah, they can get blinded. Looks like they have blood on their face. Which would make sense because they're zombies. Still hungry for more? If you can stop moving around, that would be great. My internet was being a bitch today. Google Chrome was just like having mental issues with Flash today. It kept like it ran fine for like the first 30 seconds, and then like some point after that it would just like stop, like just in one place it would stop and it would refuse to load. I later learned that I had to clear my cache and then reboot my computer. But for like 2 hours I was trying different browsers, and other browsers did work. Like, they didn't stop and stutter, but they had an inconsistent frame rate. So it was like, pick your poison. Either have a consistent frame rate or consistent playback. And I was getting really pissed off. But thanks to Yahoo Answers, I found a good answer. And I listened to the suicide mission music from Mass Effect 2 just to see if it worked. And it did work, so that's good. But I was about to burst a blood vessel today based on how bitchy YouTube was being to me today. Oh boy, I'm taking a heavy risk going in here with 2 health blocks. You know what, I'm gonna go drink this right now. I'm gonna find a safe place to go, and then I'll end the video here, because this is probably a long video. Yeah, we'll end it here. How long was this video anyway? Let me check. Jumpin' Jehoshaphat, it's 18 minutes. Okay, so I'll end the video here, obviously. So in the meantime, thank you for watching this video. We're nearing the end of Infinity Mode. Very close to it. I can smell victory coming not a mile away. I'm being stupid. We're near the end. Let's just leave it at that. So thanks for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy the next part.